You can call it a sanctuary, you can call it a private room, you can call it a retreat. But until you have the correct lighting, it's still a simple bathroom. Today, we welcome our guest, a learned guest, I would have to say. He is Randall Whitehead, and he is here to illuminate us on what to do to light a good bathroom. Welcome to Valentina Design Universe. Come out in the light, Randall. Come out, come out.
Hey, hi.
Hi
Thanks
there,
for having
how are
me.
you?
Oh, so good.
Thank you for coming.
I love coming here. Thank you.
Please have a seat. We love having you. Look, see, I've got your book.
My book.
Another book. This, I've got it many years ago, and you need to sign it when we leave, before we leave.
Okay.
And you see all the tabs? Those have really helped me during my career. So it's not really a coffee table book, at least not in my profession.
Well, I appreciate that.
Thank you for helping me with your wisdom. And today, you will really illuminate us on what to do to create a great bathroom atmosphere.
I'm happy to help with that. I think it's one of those places where you don't really think about it. You think of it as a functional space, but really I think it's the one door that you can close from the rest of the family and lock it and stay in there for 20 minutes and not be disturbed. I love the idea of it being a little private sanctuary, a little getaway spot, and with the correct lighting and a little bit of interior design, I think you can create that even in the smallest bathroom.
Absolutely. And that is the only room in the house where probably people can be really secluded in their own time, right?
That's right.
Probably.
Hopefully.
So let me ask you, so we now create a great atmosphere, but we know that bathrooms and kitchens are the only two rooms that really sell the home.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So why is that around where we put lighting around mirrors, some people look old?
Oh.
And you know, I don't really want to buy a house where I look at myself in the mirror and I already look old.
Nobody wants to start the day feeling that they look older than they are.
Absolutely.
And so many of the homes, what they have is they have the light above the mirror. And what that does is it causes harsh shadows here and under here, which makes it very hard to apply makeup or to shave. And so the best way to get lighting is on the side. This is called cross illumination. And so that gives you even illumination on your face, and it makes a huge difference. You're going to look your very best, and when you go out into the world, you're going to feel really good about yourself.
Absolutely. So the side light, the long light are good.
That's right.
Nothing at the top?
I don't normally put anything at the top unless it goes all the way around. Remember in the old Hollywood movies where they had the bulbs that went all the way around?
The bozo lights.
Yeah, well that gives you good, even illumination all the way around. If it was just bozo lights at the top, not very good. So you want to get that nice, even illumination. So sometimes they do have individual mirrors that have lighting around the edges, which I think is great. The lighting on the side, really great. But I don't usually put one at the top unless it goes all the way around.
How about recessed lighting?
Recessed lighting, it's the worst.
I know.
You know at Halloween when you would hold a flashlight under your face? Imagine just holding the flashlight here. It really does age you. And so no recessed fixtures. They look great in the photos. And I don't mind a recessed fixture on the flower arrangement or the little Buddha figure in between the sinks. But definitely not over the sink itself, because the moment you lean into that, you put 15 years onto your life.
I know.
Nobody wants that.
I know, but they're still doing it.
Oh, they're still doing it, yes.
Oh, boy.
So
I really hate recessed lighting. I do.
Me too. I like it directed towards things, but a fixed recessed downlight, the only way you're going to look good under a recessed downlight is if you're lying on the vanity looking up.
True. So is there a color around the mirror that we need to some color light or some tone, warm tone, or around the light mirror, excuse me?
Yeah, it's a good question. That you want to have a color of light that you're going to be seen in. And so if you're going out into the workforce during the day, you will probably be in a cooler color of light. So when you are applying makeup, you want to apply it with that color of light on the sides. Now when you go out in the evening, you're mostly seen under incandescent light, which is much warmer. And so you would want to check to make sure that the lighting doesn't turn your makeup too orange. And so you want to make sure that you're getting made up in the light that you're going to be seen in. What I love right now is with LEDs that you can get light fixtures that are tunable, which means that you can dial in the number for daylight or for evening, and so that you really can get a lot more use out of that light. You're going to get a full spectrum of illumination, and I think it's really going to help.
I
when you go
love
out.
those LED. I just adore the LED lights that you can change the tone of the lights.
That's right.
From day to light, warm to cold. I love those things.
I love it too. And I do a little bit of in the kitchen too, just because with food prep, you want the light to be a little bit cooler. But once you're starting to entertain, you want the light to feel a little bit more incandescent, especially when people have kitchens that open up into the living room, the dining room, the great room. You want the kitchen to feel like a part of that and not a standalone color of light.
Yes, exactly. And what about when we get up in the middle of the night? Don't you hate turning all those lights on before you get to your next destination?
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Is there an alternative for that?
There is an alternative. I think we even have a shot for it.
Yeah.
It'll
Is
come
it
up.
this?
No,
Okay.
it's coming up. It's got
it?
what I call it is the
This
toe
one.
kick lighting.
Oh,
So see that
yes.
lighting underneath?
Yes.
Now that would be on a motion sensor. So when you toddle in the center, in the middle of the night, that light automatically comes on. It gets you to where you need to go, but you don't have to turn all those overhead lights on because it kind of ruins your REM sleep when you're blasted awake with all of that light. But having that little joyous light at the bottom is really great. There's also something that I've been doing in my house. It's a toilet bowl light, and it clips on the side.
Yes, I know.
And it has a motion sensor on it, so it really improves my aim. So I think that's why I really like it the most.
It's very true. I love it. The only thing is with that, at least in the bathroom, with the under cabinet lighting, is that the cabinet space becomes shorter because they're not full cabinets. They're suspended, and so the people who have a lot of things to store in the bathrooms.
You can do it with the regular toe kick lighting too, a regular 3-inch or 4-inch, because the LEDs are so
minute,
that they just go right under there and take up very little space at all. Now, if you do have a floating cabinet, I do recommend that the flooring be in a matte finish as opposed to a glossy finish, because what happens is that it acts like a mirror, and then you would see the light fixture reflected.
Exactly.
Now, if you like to have a little bit of shine, do it in the center, but do a perimeter of a more honed finish on the edges so that light diffuses out.
And I like that. Yeah, I like to see the effect, but not the light fixture.
Exactly.
It's magic. And what about those mirror? I've done some of that, but I don't know if you agree on this. Some mirror that have the lighting in the back.
Oh yeah, backlit mirrors?
Yes. And they're not attached to the wall, basically.
That's right. They float away.
They're floating and the light is behind it. What do you think?
Oh, I do like those. I use those more in powder rooms because it's not really enough light to do all of the things that you do in the morning. The shaving, the makeup, the spackling. You need to have more light for that, yes. A little spackle goes a long way.
Foundation.
That's right.
Some
more
more
sandblasting. It's good. Now they do make the mirrors with the integrated light in it that we talked about, and so that does have a good amount of illumination. And then if you have that color tunable light, then you have that nice illumination and in the color that you're looking for, depending on the time of day you're getting ready for.
Very nice. Yeah, I love that. I like it's not just in the bathroom. Generally, when we come about to deal with lighting, I like atmospheres. I like things that you see and you don't see, that come from behind stuff, behind furniture,
Yeah.
light corners, and we can do that in the bathroom
Absolutely.
as well. you
Yeah,
know.
people think you can't do out in the bathroom what you do outside. And
Exactly.
really, you can go in there, you can project pattern on the wall, you can do a little crown molding with lighting behind it, you can have a really fun fixture in the
cove lighting,
center.
yes.
Yeah, you can create a little jewel box, especially for me, the powder room. You can go crazy in there.
Absolutely.
You know, because people are not going in and shaving or brushing their teeth. They just want to see if there's anything in their teeth.
Right,
That's what they want
right.
to do.
But the powder room used to be the room that when people went into people's homes were the place where they went to see before they were invited in the real house, in the rest of the house.
Yeah, it's
They
one
went
chance to
in-
double
right,
check
to double
everything's
check,
in place,
right.
no gum in their hair,
Exactly.
things like that.
So that's when they waited. They waited there, and in the meantime, they went to the powder room and checked the last details before the owner
That's right.
came out and said, "Please enter my castle."
That's right.
Yeah. So nowadays, powder room are something else. But the thing is, lighting it's always gives you always life, always. And so depending on where we put the lights, we can really look old or look younger, because if we can see what we're doing on our face, it's you know.
Well, I think most people accept light, but they don't realize they have control over it. And so hopefully today they're going to be able to walk away with some ideas that they can take and apply to their own home.
What about the flooring lit up in the bathroom? Do you like that, or it looks like too much like airplane?
Well, we have done some stone floors that we backlit the stone, and so like onyx.
Yeah.
And it is pretty wondrous to have that, but that's kind of a big ticket item.
Yeah, it is.
But why not? You can think about it. You can.
Those stones that they are like onyx, they are good to be lit from the back,
That's right.
and that alone gives the atmosphere to the whole bathroom.
That's right.
You know.
More, instead of floors, what we will do is we will light the wall behind the mirrors. We'll do an
Exactly.
onyx wall.
Right.
There's a glow of
A
light behind the
counter.
onyx, or the countertop.
Right.
And they make these sheets of LEDs that just
Right.
go behind the stone itself, and you can even cut out the holes for the sinks. What they're able to do these days is pretty amazing to me, and it
Yes.
really gives us a whole other series of crayons in our Crayola box that we can use design-wise in the bathroom.
Absolutely. Yeah. Make it regal. You know?
Regal.
It's a private space. It's supposed to reflect
That's right.
our soul, and you know, whatever we do in there, read poetry, it doesn't matter. That's right. It's
You're
our
a big
private.
poetry reader in the bathroom?
Hey, why not?
Okay.
Poetry is, you know, life is all poetry.
Hopefully there's not a
Poetry.
line out back, you know.
Not in my house. And if there is, out the way.
That's right.
Right, you know. So now, would you like some of the audience to talk to you and see? We do have a live audience here tonight.
That's exciting.
They can ask you some questions.
Please.
Would you like that?
I would.
Okay.
So much.
Very much. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. So, who wants to talk to Randall? Okay, Jim.
A question. Hanging art in the bathroom, is it appropriate? And what kind of lighting is needed?
Art in the bathroom.
Yeah, I think that's a good question. That people don't think that they can hang art in the bathroom. They think it's too damp, too wet. That things will get
Right.
moldy. But we are in the bathroom so infrequently. You're only taking a shower, hopefully once a day. You know, twice a day. Okay, but there's not that much. You have fans, vents in there, and so it just takes that dampness away. I've had art in my bathrooms for years and years, and nothing happens to it. Actually, it stays more protected than when it's out because the sun isn't affecting it. It isn't fading. So some of my very best art is in the bathrooms and in the powder room in order to protect it. So I think definitely art is appropriate.
Right.
And then the type of light that we're using now is a recessed adjustable fixture.
Right.
So that you can really hone in on the art itself. And we're using LEDs in these as well, so that there's no UV light coming out, so you're protecting the art. You're using a lot less electricity to illuminate the art, and then you have this very good color quality of light. And the other thing to look for in LEDs is a high CRI, which means color rendering index.
Right.
So you want a coloring rendering index that's as close to incandescent as possible. So incandescent light has a CRI of 100. So you want to get as close to that as possible. And there's lots and lots of LEDs that are 90 or higher. And that's what you want to look for, between 90 and 100.
Right.
And then you are right on. You'll get that, not only the color of light, but the quality of light that we've been used to for the last 100 years with incandescent lighting.
Yeah, true. I have artwork in my bathroom. Actually, I have lamps as well.
I'm good with that too.
You know, it's like, I don't want the bathroom to look like a bathroom. I just want to have that experience of having a parlor, you know, something cute, something feminine. I mean, I'm talking about my bathroom.
That's right.
You know.
Mine's a little less feminine.
Yeah, well, whatever. You can have a masculine bathroom as you like. I want a feminine. I have lamps. I have lamps with tassels and torchieres, things that people generally don't put in the bathroom. I have it. And artwork also is one of them.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you don't have to have the lamp for the artwork in the bathroom. You just to separate the, you know, like we usually illuminate the artwork.
Yeah, I would do it with a recessed adjustable fixture.
Okay. Yeah.
You can do picture lights, but then when you're soaking in the tub, you're going to see that light in your eyes. So I'd rather there just be just a few. I'm talking about between 1 and 3 recessed fixtures in the bathroom, depending on the number of walls that you have and the art that you're trying to light up.
Okay. All right. So let's see if there is a next question. Is there a next question?
Yes.
Yes.
I have a mirror that goes wall to wall. What can I do for proper task lighting?
Okay.
That's a challenge,
Wall-to-wall.
that you've made this investment in this wall-to-wall mirror, and it's been installed, and now you want to do lighting. Well, I can't really install light in the mirror. They can't really cut new holes in that mirror, so they would have to take the old mirror off
Okay.
and then put in the junction boxes and put a new mirror over it and then attach the light fixtures on top. That's very involved. If you have the budget, that's great. And I think we have a picture that we can show with that as well.
Let's see. Control room.
That's
Director?
it.
Is
So
it? Okay.
my
Yeah.
idea is to hang a pair of pendant fixtures down from the
Nice.
ceiling, because it's really easy to put those junction boxes in there. You're not disturbing the mirror.
Right.
And so they float in front of the mirror and give you that good cross illumination that we're looking for. So that would be my
Great
answer to the
picture.
question.
Yeah. Very nice. Yeah. Love that picture.
Thank
And
you.
I love that red wall as well. The picture before.
Yeah, why not? Why not a little intense color in a small
Yes.
room? I think it can be very impactful.
That's what small rooms are for bold colors and
Okay.
bold prints, if there is any prints of wallpaper. Absolutely.
That's why they need an interior designer.
Well, and you too, for the lighting.
Yeah.
Yes, you're an expert. And
Well, I light up what you do. You know, that's my job, is to make people look good and make the interior design be seen at night.
Yes.
I'm your after dark guy.
I like to think of you like that. The after dark. Yes, absolutely. Let's see if there is another question. Is there another question?
I have a question.
Okay.
Yes.
What about cosmetic mirrors?
Okay.
Now, when I was growing up, my mom had this little fixture, and it was 2 little fluorescent bulbs on the sides with the mirror in the center, and then she could turn the dial, and these lenses would go over the fluorescence. So it was day, night, and evening. So it was sort of blue, pink, and then, I don't know, it's sort of like tan, I guess, was the color. And it was kind of inspiring for the time. And so for me, what now they're doing is illuminated makeup mirrors that are, it's magnified on one side, regular on the other side. That's nothing new. But they have this illumination that's in there is now color tunable.
Oh,
So
nice.
that now you, with that makeup mirror, you can get something even better than what my mom had,
Yes.
and get that daylight or that evening light or that in-between light, whatever you need. If you need a big blast of light in the morning just to get everything done, all that close-up work, you have that available in these fixtures, and they're dimmable. So I think it's really great, and you can do that as a vanity mount, so it's got a weighted base, or it can be a wall mount that comes out from the wall. Depends on the space that you have. But those are readily available. It's not, we're not talking about the future. You can get them now.
Yeah. And those are kind of also scary, no? Because they show you everything you don't want to see, or everything you might not know you have, right?
Well, yeah, you know,
Yeah.
I take a quick look and then I back up. That's my job.
The important thing is that the spots that you are looking at are well illuminated.
That's right.
I have them. I acknowledge them. Now what do I do with it?
That's right. First, you know, the first step is acceptance, right?
right. So, is there another question? No? Yes? No? But what about, I'm sure you know about chromotherapy,
Yes.
right? All this bath with lighting and different colors. What do you think?
Well, kind of what we're talking about is a couple of things. There's seasonal affective disorder, and so people in the winter, in that constant darkness, they get depressed. And so infusing light into them, having light therapy, really helps energize them and elevate their mood. So, and there's been studies done, and I think that's a very valuable thing. There's also lights that may interrupt our circadian rhythm, and so that's kind of the newer thing, and making sure that you have a warm colored light as you're going to sleep, and then a cool colored light as you're waking up. And they're making systems that the lights do go through that circadian rhythm for you, so that it's attuned to the type of light that you need at that time of day. So these are new studies that are going on, and so let's take a look and see if it works
Absolutely.
for you.
You know, I love that idea of the chromotherapy. They say the people are so reluctant to these new ideas because first they're new,
Right.
and so they are skeptical that they will work for something. And often the feeling I have is that when I come up with some effective ideas, new, people say like, maybe she wants to spend our money, you know. But that's not the case. The case is the technology is new. It's out there. We know about it. And I'm telling you, client, that you should use some of that because it will be helpful to you, for your health, for your harmony. It's all about that. Life is, that's what it is to create a balance, to create a harmony in your cocoon, right?
Right.
So, and plus, some of the new things do add value to the house.
Sure.
So maybe the next buyer will not like a chromotherapy tub or shower or whatever. The thing is, once we live in the house, we live for ourselves, not for the resale value, right?
Right.
We don't live in the house because we're going to sell it and maybe the next owner will not like it. Who cares?
That's right. I kind of feel that about apartments too. As
Right.
long as you live in that apartment, it is your home.
Right.
And with the permission of the landlord, changing the colors of the walls, they may say you have to paint them back to the original color. But if you're going to be there for 3 or 5 years and you'd really like to have a different color on the walls, go ahead and make that investment. It can make a huge difference.
Absolutely. I mean, it's your life is not supposed to be constricted in a space that today you're there and that tomorrow the next buyer or tenant is going to come in. Who
Right.
cares what they like,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's-
The chances are they're going to want to do something to make their own mark on the space. So you just have to let that go. When you move on, whether it's from a rental or from a house that you're
Yeah,
selling,
yeah.
let them make it theirs. And if they like what you did, that's fantastic. But if they want to change it, it casts no aspersions onto you.
Right. You know, sometimes I have these problems that people want to stay with beige colors because, you know, like,
Because they're afraid.
they're afraid that
Yeah.
the house is not going to sell.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
said, I asked him, well, when are you thinking of selling? Is it next year?
Yeah.
I said, oh no, maybe 10, 15, 20 years
In
from
the
now.
meantime, they live in something and
Yeah.
it's not representing them.
That's right. I don't want to live in beige for a long weekend.
No. I don't want to live in Beijing overnight.
Okay, you win.
I know. Well, people who know me, they know I'm a colorist. They know I love colors.
Look at you now.
Hey, it's summer. It's August. You know, feels like a flower girl.
Yeah.
So, any suggestion that you want to give the audience and the audience out there? We have about 1 minute left, and
Well, we did talk a little bit about an investment, and I do think that we have seen, especially in California, that any investment that you make in a kitchen or a bathroom is definitely value added to the house. An extra bedroom, you can probably get half your investment back, but we found that you basically can get 100% of your investment back in an improved bathroom or kitchen. So I think it's really worthwhile to think about it. So you get to enjoy it, but it also does add to the value of the house when you decide to move on.
perfect. Perfect thought. So we need to wrap the show. It has been very informative. As usual, you illuminated us today with your knowledge and your wisdom. And I thank you for coming to Valentina Design Universe. I love to have you.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I have a lot of fun,
Yeah.
and I appreciate your being able to bring up these topics, and so we can get the information out to your audience.
Thank you. And I want to thank the audience here with me tonight. I want to thank the crew in the control room that helped me, and all the camera people that helped me making this show. And as I always say, colors, change your colors. You will change your life vibration. Mwah! A big kiss. Peace, love.